Hey guys, this is Jody with the Whiskey Rebellion Barcast. No historical lessons this evening. We're going to get right into it and just talk about whatever's on our mind, minus politics. And we're going to have a good time and just have some fun, have a few drinks, and talk to some friends and some practitioners that have joined the show tonight. So with me is my co-host, David Papayan and Mao. And with that being said, and then we got Mike on here as well, who's an airline pilot. With that being said, how's everybody doing? And we're all unmuted, and let's have a good time.
Cool, doing well.
Cool deal.
Drinking a little Chattanooga whiskey tonight.
Chattanooga whiskey, 1845 or 1860.
No, it's the 91.
Thank you very much. Jordy, how are you?
Whichever.
I didn't hear anything you said there, tough guy.
I gotta get behind the bottle so you can see the whole thing.
Never had that.
My goofy virtual background. I want to feel like I'm at the bar. You know,
you're literally drinking Chattanooga whiskey. I thought you were just some whiskey you picked up in Chattanooga.
No.
That's funny.
So there's such a thing.
All right, I'm drinking Willet, and this is the straight rye.
Very nice. Now, what you drinking on, sir?
I am drinking Bullet. It's your standard jam, but it's a standard jam, but it is the tattoo edition bottle. I don't know if you're familiar with these guys.
What's different about
apparently
it?
Apparently, I'll get to that. Apparently, there's a series of them. There are different US tattoo artists that have collaborated with Bullet Bourbon to not redesign the bottle, but to design a design for the bottle. And can't really make it out. See if I can get my. That's why I've got my LEDs.
Well, there you go. Yeah, it's a little hard to make.
There are wings. Yeah, it will be. The pictures don't do it justice at all. But there's a tattoo design on the back of the bottle that kind of comes through really nice in real life, but obviously not over the camera. And apparently there's a series of these bottles.
You'll have to
but the contents is your standard Bullet.
Well, good deal. You'll have to send us some pictures of it, maybe, and we can put them up on the page.
I'm gonna, yeah. I was kind of saving it for drinking it with you guys tonight, and then afterwards I'll send the pictures. No problem.
Very nice, very nice. Well,
cool. Sorry if I look preoccupied. I am sharing the link and sharing everything that's on there, and getting it on all of the pages that are available.
That's how it's done.
Yep.
Red, fall, and wide.
Yep. Boom. Speaking of which, I don't know who this Elaine is, but Elaine's on. Coming on.
Yeah, it's just like the bar. You never know who's going to show up.
Yeah, never do. Except for the normal. It's you know what? Zach comes up as a different name every time.
Eliana. Let's see here.
How did you do that?
No.
There you go. Here's an advertising.
We can count on Zach there to provide us with the comical relief. So anyhow, let me ask you this. So we talk about this quite a bit, and we've had we start into these lines of discussion, and then for whatever reason we get sidetracked, like we walk around the bush, and then it happens to be a much fatter bush than we think it is, and so we meet up towards the end of, hey, we didn't talk about. So let's just go straight into it. What kind of side projects are we doing, or what kind of things are we doing to occupy ourselves during the day? With the majority of the country being shut down here in the States, I talked to Mile prior to this, and there's no foreseeable future of opening up England anytime soon. So with that being said, what are we doing? What's occupying us? What's giving us, I guess, some external freedom to where we feel, I like how I said that, freedom. External freedom to feel like we're still, that we still have some control over our lives.
There was a little bit of William Wallace in you there, man.
Oh, William Wallace. I think I'm kin to him.
Not the
I'm actually
favorite.
lying. I don't think I'm kin to him at all.
But I want to be, so.
Allegedly, the military says, see, this is exactly what happened. So I'm going to tell the story real fast, and then we're going to have to get right back to what we're doing. But allegedly, the military, I've got 2 confirmed DNA tests that are 10 years apart. I am North American Canadian Indian tribes. It's my DNA. And you can't get more Caucasian than me. So I'm not going to pull Elizabeth Warren and claim that I'm Indian. It is what it is. So back to this.
Yeah.
Back to this. That wasn't political.
What does that have to do with William Wallace?
I'm just because I said that I would love to be kin to William Wallace.
Okay.
I was thinking that.
Yeah, we were all Joan of Arc in a past life or something.
No, I'm not. I'm not a chick. I don't even self-identify as a chick. Ever.
You don't have to in Jersey. You don't have to pick.
It's picked for you.
That's funny. That is so funny. You
guys are going to get along, I think.
You guys. So is that where you're at, Mike, is in Jersey?
No, I was reading earlier this year, like I guess now that newborns, their parents don't have to list the gender. But no, I live in suburban Detroit in a town called Livonia. It's actually a pretty big town. Rouse Racing is here, and Roger Penske's outfit is here too.
Man, I used to know a girl that her and her husband, they lived in that area because he worked for Rouse Racing, but he was one of the Ford engineers that they had. And so, but this was way back in the 90s. I have no idea what Patricia and Mitch Maston are doing today. I mean, we're friends on Facebook, but she hadn't updated in 3 years. So hope they're still doing well.
Yeah.
Sending cheers out to them.
Yeah. Nobody really leaves Livonia, so they're probably still here.
No, I know that they did move. Because they moved to. I may be wrong about this, but it's some southern state. I want to say it's North Carolina, but I could be completely wrong, and that could be completely made up, and they could still be living in Michigan. I don't know.
Well, we get a lot of flight addicts. The people getting, they're tired of the snow. So this the last 3 days have been okay, but before that we had snow 6 out of the last 8 days before that. So it's the quarantine combined with cloudy, rainy weather. It'll drive you nuts, I've been really fortunate though. I've been working, and since I travel for a living, I've had so much to do here at the house that I don't feel like quarantine has been quite as bad because I've been able to get so much stuff done that it's kind of offset the disheveled nature of being locked in.
Yep.
You've made use of the time that you've been given, kind of, or that you've got, rather.
Yeah.
What about, hey, Daryl, how you doing, man?
What's up, fellas? How you guys doing, man? I'm doing all right, man.
They gonna let you leave San Diego yet?
Nah, I'm still here, brother. Still here. As a matter of fact, I just hit enter on my exception to policy waiver just before I logged on. So just waiting to hear what the command is going to say about it. It's different verbiage. There's one group that says yes. There's another group that says they don't know. So we just gonna wait and see what happens, brother. I need that joker. I need all y'all to put your communion oil in them bottles so we can pray and get this thing.
Yeah.
On it, man. On it.
Right, man. This is getting old.
That's what this is. This is communion oil.
I like the plastic cup there and the good BOs. Are you at the BOQ?
Nah, I'm at the BEQ. I'm just resident advisor over here.
RA. On a military base. That's so funny. You and your plastic cup. That's the reason why I said that. The disposable one they give you for water, they leave by the sink. I've seen a few of those.
Man, this
hey, are you up on the hill? Are you up on the hill behind? Are you on the amphib base? Are you on North Island?
I'm on the amphib base. I'm right out here by Turner Field.
Yeah, I know where you're at.
He's already told you because he's been plotting his escape with you for the last 2 calls, man.
You know what I'm saying?
I think I'm the only one that actually listens to you, Darryl, man.
I see, Mel. Hey, Mel, I might have to let you come get me.
There's no flights coming in from England.
It'll take
Oh,
a little
yeah.
longer, dude. It'll take a little longer.
Oh no, would it take longer than 2 weeks? Because I haven't done anything.
How's everybody else doing today, man?
I'll see.
Doing
I'll
good?
see. I'll see if I can get a flight.
Right.
If only we had a pilot on the call, that would come pick me up.
We do have a pilot on the call.
I know that I was being sarcastic.
I know you were, and I was being condescending back to you.
Yes, I know. And being British, I thought I'd pull you on it. You know what I mean? So let's carry on, please.
Let's carry on. Cheerio.
Yeah. Keep calm. Carry on.
Yep. So Zach
So,
still
hey,
looks
man,
like he's in prison.
Hey, you guys seen that? Seen this show Extraction?
Yeah,
Not
I
yet,
saw that.
no. Not yet.
Pretty good, ain't it?
Yeah, I enjoyed that quite a bit actually. I can't.
Yeah,
won't
I
spoil
got
it for these other guys, but go ahead.
Yeah, I got to catch that on the in the theatrics. I mean, I can imagine what those guns and stuff sound like. I mean, it don't sound like nothing on the computer or laptop, but in the theater room, oh man, I know that rock.
Yeah, it was it's
Right.
what's the guy dude to play Chris Hemsworth, I think.
Yep.
Dude for
Yeah,
Thor.
Hemsworth, yeah.
Is
Hemsworth,
basically like a military contractor type who's sent in to extract an individual. I won't any more than that, but basically like gets caught up in I guess like a turf war between drug lords in India or something. It's really well done. It's enjoyable to watch.
Man, if I had $1 for every time that happened.
I know, right? It's like not this shit again.
Yeah.
So we had a conversation a week or two ago about 1942 and about it being shot in a one kind of in a one shot, but it's not actually done that way. But it's been filmed to make it look like it's been done that way. I saw an interview with Chris Hemsworth about Extraction, and he said it actually was done that way. So there was like fight scenes that they were filming in one shot that were like nearly 2,000 moves long, like choreographed.
Mal, we only caught part of it. Man, it's bad enough that you're British.
I've seen clips of it. I haven't actually seen it yet. I do want to see it, but I don't know. Am I choppy again?
You know, Dave,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
do realize it takes 7 hours.
I'm sitting in the tin
He's
box.
actually saying this 7 hours ago.
Greenwich time. We're back. We circled around. We're back
Like,
to it.
yeah, what is this like is this like a relativity problem? I feel like we're in Interstellar now.
Speaking of which, I got my new statistics books for my doctorate level classes. So it's
cool.
good times.
Fun stuff.
Doctorate level statistics?
Yeah.
I had a hard time getting through the undergrad ones. I wouldn't even want to contemplate.
I was
The
very
higher level.
successful in both my undergrad. No, not undergrad. I obviously passed that one, but my master's levels, I rocked it. It was awesome.
Nice.
And then this right here, I have 2 classes back to back. I could answer all the weeks right now. I feel comfortable with it.
Nice, sweet. A lot of people struggle with that in calculus. Those were the widow makers in our field.
Well, I just logged into the class earlier today, and we're all online. This obviously now, and there's like literally 10 people into my cohort. We're only a cohort of 17, but there's like 10 people in my cohort that I've never seen their names before, so they must be rollbacks. Yeah, they got rolled back to a class behind them or something. I have no idea. But I'm not too terribly worried about this class. I feel pretty comfortable. I'd hate to be a math person and fail a math class, so I feel pretty comfortable with it.
Is that what you're studying?
No, I'm studying. I'm studying leadership as a EDD, leadership in the administrative school systems or the collegiate level, stuff of that nature.
Very cool.
It's just you have to have a terminal degree to get tenure and things of that nature. So
Okay.
it's really one of those type of aspects. If I had it my way, I would take culinary science. I would totally love to be a chef. And allegedly I did have it my way, but they don't consider that a terminal degree. So There's no real research involved, though I would argue and disagree with them. I love to cook.
I don't know. You don't really get out of that syllabus without at least a second-degree burn. So
Yeah.
I think it's legitimate.
I agree with you. I mean, there's so many illegitimate arguments that they make against the legitimacy of that, and it's
right.
I think they're just trying to keep a man down.
Yeah.
But I'm in my last year. I graduate in December, so it is what it is. It's. I mean, I may have to get an extension based on the COVID experience because my dissertation deals with the study of children, and guess who are not in school right now? Right. So I lost the entirety of the 9-week study or the research,
like the data set that you were working on.
So now I have to redo all of my IRB for both the school system and the university to start at the beginning of the school year next year, and now I have to pick different measurement dates because I was using the previous 3 9-week terms compared to the 4th 9-week term of intervention. And it is what it is. So enough about that kind of stuff. We will end up losing people if I were to talk about that. So all I was merely stating is that I got my new statistics book. I'm pretty stoked about that. That's a good day.
That sounds very mean.
I'm just gonna get comfortable.
There you go. You look, yeah, that's the.
What you were going to say is you look less than thin. Go ahead and say it out loud.
I was not thinking that, but.
I'm just saying.
Well, have you got the good stuff in your peace pipe, or is it just that?
Oh, that was great. I love you guys. Mike is going to be. We're going to invite Mike back more often. I like him. He's all right. Got to change his name to iPhone because I immediately thought
yeah.
Well, I mean, I immediately thought iPhone was going to be Annie. I was like,
yeah, me too. Yeah, me too.
Because she shows up and it just says iPhone. I'm like, and so I referred to her as iPhone the entire time we were on the show. I'm like, it's not that hard. Just change your name. I mean, Zach already had 3 names tonight.
Well, you talk about kids being at home.
He's just showing off now.
we have. I don't know. I lost track. Jody, you're a numbers guy. You could probably tell me once you get past 10 kids. It's just easier to start naming them numbers instead of actual names. And we all share a computer because they're all at home. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Pick a number and get in line.
And,
if you watch,
they all do Zoom calls and stuff with their classmates and their teachers, and so, that's my excuse for the day.
Well, if you watch Ozarks, you'll see that there's one kid in the movie named 3.
Yeah, it's just easier to.
I haven't seen the new season yet. Don't.
I didn't tell you anything. Starting back up, I'm gonna see if it's. Just said it reconnected, so we'll see. We'll see if it's still on there.
Did it flutter or did it like completely shut down? And you'll just have to check the broadcast, basically.
That's what I'm doing right now.
Okay.
Dave, how did you get into a public bar?
Yeah, I was like, wait, there it is? I'm not sure. They opened up just for me.
Yeah. Well,
I'm a local celebrity.
Well, if we were at my house, it kind of looks like my house downstairs in the bar.
Like
nice.
It alleges that we're still streaming. Who knows? And
sometimes it just flutters.
And on Facebook, we're still going. So
that's all that matters. We're good.
Okay.
And you just laughed. You did that whole. And look, Mike's done changed his name from iPhone to Mike. I tell you, hot damn.
Look at that.
That's big technology for me. That's about as far as I go.
I feel so much safer now him flying an airplane. I really do.
What, you just climbed to 700 feet and pushed the button, right? Is that?
That's literally all you do. Well,
hey,
you gotta remember to
real quick,
message.
Jason, your buddy Jay's coming on, and we got another Englishman coming on. Jason,
I heard that.
You'll have to push the button over on the far. It'd be your left.
Bottom left, dude. Bottom left for the audio.
Bottom left.
There you go.
There it is.
There he is.
There you are.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, Jason, how you doing, brother?
Hey, what's
Good.
up, Jay?
Now then, killer, how we doing?
Champion.
Oh, finally I can talk proper.
Oh my God,
Felt that.
Cheerio. English are taking over.
Take over. Take over.
Freaking Trump thought it was going to be the
Oh,
Mexicans.
Mike, I was
Who
just
would have
gonna
thought?
say,
You stupid, dog. You stupid.
Mike, I was just going to say, I've heard that commercial aircraft are going to be so intelligent in the very, very near future, they're going to be flown by one person and a dog. And it's the dog's job to make sure that the person doesn't touch any buttons.
That's accurate. Yes. And
Mhm.
and they thought about having a cat or something, but the dog actually will bite the pilot if they try to touch anything.
Yeah, but see, that would be awesome to watch a cat just boop somebody. Boop. Get your hands. Boop.
That's actually
The cat-
what the
cat
captain
would-
does to the
The
first
cat would actually
officer
take it
now.
over, man.
My husky that's miniature, he boops. He's a cat. I don't know why I call him a dog, but he boops everybody. So
Oh, that's funny.
My dog's a booper.
yeah, like the other
I
day,
didn't know that.
Anybody.
he took the other dog and he just did this number, right on the face, and the other dog just looked at him like, are we doing that now? You know. So
How was good? Did you have your barbecue, man?
No, I just sat outside, did a bit of yard work, and drank a few beers. That was pretty much it.
Oh, take it easy. Sounds like a plan to me, dude.
It was pretty nice weather though, so that was nice.
Yeah,
So-
apparently after today, our weather is going downhill, and we're poop out of luck. Apparently it's getting colder after today, but it was lovely.
I don't know about the rest of the states, but Minnesota's going to be pretty nice this weekend.
It's weird because I got a
Yeah,
friend
literally
that
trying.
lives in the cities there, and they've had better weather than we have over here in Michigan.
Wow. I mean,
It's
this
it's
time
nice.
last year it was pretty nasty and it was rainy and damp in Minnesota. Now it's perfect.
It's nice.
Yeah.
I live in Minnesota, and it's nice here. There's still ice on the lakes.
Wow.
Wow.
It'll go away within the week. This will be the last week, but it's kind of weird. This is like consistently the first couple of 3 or 4 days where it's nice enough to go outside and do stuff, and as luck would have it, we can't actually go outside and do anything. So
Yeah. That's what everybody's. I've seen a post on Facebook of Minnesota, April 2019, and it's all rain and
snow.
Then
Yeah.
Minnesota 2020, and it's sunshine, but you can't go out.
No, I mean, Jody asked at the top of the call, or whatever this is called, Barcast, to keep ourselves safe. And now that we can go outside, I think we have a neighborhood that's got a big loop around all the roads and stuff to get in and out. So I can send my kids on like a 3-lap around the loop adventure, and it'll keep them busy for a few minutes.
Yeah.
So do you get confused when you're like lap 1 and kid 2?
Well, see, the problem, no, because I know, like, some of the kids play hockey, and they'll take their rollerblades, and the other kids who don't will bike. That's not the issue. The issue is all the traffic coming in and out, and like the near misses. What I could do is like start a bingo game and just fill in every time they almost run into an oncoming truck or something.
Yeah.
That would keep me a lot more busy. For now, everything's okay. No one's died. One neighborhood kid pointed a toy gun at me, and so once the call's over, I'll probably go ask him what that was all about. But other than
Did you
that,
have it
hey,
coming?
what more could you ask? Supposedly next Monday everything's going to open up around here, and our family resort is going to be opening in 2 weeks. They got permission to open it up, so I don't know. We're all just kind of hurry up and wait. right now, but I was hearing that in some places in Nebraska, there's nothing closed, and
Yeah,
it's just
seen
like
that.
totally normal.
I know a lot of. I live right in the southern part of Minnesota, right on the border of Iowa.
Oh yeah.
Iowa's opening up their restaurants on Friday.
Oh, are they? Okay.
Yeah, but only to 50% capacity.
Are you in Albert Lee?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So Iowa's opening up. I'm supposed to travel in June to play hockey in Dubuque,
Right.
northeast. So I'm hoping that life is normal enough by then, so I can take the trip.
Yeah. Well, when I say Iowa, it's limited counties, but about 70% of Iowa is opening up. Des Moines and a few other places are still wherever there's a high value, they're still staying on lockdown for a little bit longer.
Well, there's no real people in Iowa to infect each other, are there?
Yeah.
I was gonna say Iowa and Nebraska, where you got to drive like what 3.5 hours to see another person. Is that?
You know, Iowa's cool. It's Nebraska that I'd be worried about. I mean, I totally get why they don't shut the state down. They don't really have a state to shut down. They have more cows than people, and Nebraska is one of those states where you don't even have to be awake when you drive through it, right? You just point your car straight and go, and you'll end up in if you're traveling west, you'll be in the Rockies in no time. So
Mike's like, that's what I do at work.
Yes, literally.
Autopilot engaged.
I don't know if you guys remember,
he
but
set the alarm. Yeah, that's it.
yeah, there might have been it's been 10 years, but there was this crew that flew over Minneapolis. They were coming from somewhere on the West Coast, maybe Sacramento or I can't remember, but it was an Airbus, and they flew over, MSP Minneapolis, but by like 40 minutes, and they claimed that they were in a heated debate about company politics, but I think they just fell asleep. Needless to say, they're not around anymore.
Do you think after all this coronavirus is done, do you think this will change the saying where people used to say, "Oh, I'll avoid that like the plague"? I'll avoid that like the corona.
I really worry about this, like Corona sales. I wonder if anybody's checked on them in a while. Like,
Yeah,
well, I mean, you have to
They
be.
They were down like 40%.
I know, because of people just being stupid. I mean, come on. If you
know
associate it,
what's
but I'm also
worrying?
talking about the
Virus
same
or-
people. I'm also talking about the same people who also thought, Tide Pods were going to be an awesome
Tide
little.
Pods.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
I
wait,
mean,
hold on. Are we not supposed to eat those? Go.
I actually seen a post this morning about the Trump and the detergent thing, saying that stop telling people not to take the detergent. Why would you just let it play out? Just a little bit of cleansing.
You've got to have a bit of chlorine in the gene pool. You know what I mean?
You wouldn't have to brush your teeth anymore.
That's true.
well, I mean, in all actuality, disinfectant does work. It just will also kill the host.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, we don't talk politics on here, so let's go back to talking about other.
Yeah, I'm non-political too. Trust me.
I just thought the Tide Pod thing was funny.
That's why we cut the show off because then it's inevitable.
Yeah.
Jay, is Joanne still having to work in Iowa as well?
Yeah, she was working from home for the past 3 weeks, but she went back in physically working in the office today.
So Jay's wife works. Her office is in Iowa. So what was it really early on in the lockdown? Is I can't remember. I was pretty drunk that conversation, and you guys were as well. But you explained it. I didn't write anything down.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically a 20-minute commute because we're that low in Minnesota, and it's that part of Iowa is so close to the border too. But it was kind of like there was different lockdown restrictions in Minnesota to what there was in Iowa. They locked down after we did, so she kind of had to have like a pass in her vehicle to say that she worked in Iowa and their business wasn't shut.
So the differentiator in Michigan was just drive faster. You know?
But now you guys have incredibly tough like restrictions in Michigan, right?
Yeah, pretty much everything was closed that wasn't like grocery, or I guess the hardware stores are open too, but
what about gun stores?
Loosen it up a little bit. Yeah.
Like today, hardware stores have just reopened.
Yeah, so like they had the hardware, they had the like section off part of it that wasn't essential or whatever, but yeah, so they're open now. And then like today I drove past the car wash and it was open, so that it was one of those automated ones where you just put your credit card in and it does it. So that had actually been closed for a while, so it was nice to see that. The barber shops are still closed.
As long as it's contactless, it's open.
Yeah,
that's one of the things that really helped. Didn't affect me. The barber shops. That's great.
There's a few of us on here that are slightly follically challenged.
There you go.
We're all bald.
He needs to leave.
Who needs to leave? What?
Zach over there. I'm just messing.
You guys think that's bad? I'm at home every day with a hairstylist. If I make it through without like a new haircut or getting my makeup done or something, at this point it's just about surviving. Between hairstylists and then all the girls and all the we're under attack. This is like World War II trenches. Yeah, that's right, buddy. Of makeup. The girls are all, and then the boys, they don't know what to do, and I don't know what.
You're not a very good leader there, tough guy.
You sound like you need to be.
Hey, I'm man enough to admit when I've been beaten.
Zach, all I'm going to say is get padded up, man. Get padded up.
Go easy early.
Daryl, what were you saying?
You're a hockey goalie.
No,
Get padded up.
I say Zach seems like he need to be rescued. We come get you after they come and get me.
No. Look, there's a difference between hockey tough, aka me being too dumb to get out of the way of the puck flying at me, and whatever else is happening at my house right now with all the women.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know they're.
I can handle fake teeth, right? I can handle broken bone. That's fine. The complexities though of all the screaming women and all the it's starting to get to me a little bit. All right.
This is like a therapy group now.
He's gonna be drinking.
Man, are you under undue pressure right now, man? Is someone pointing a gun at you, or are you stating what you really want to say?
Twice if you're in danger.
I mean, looking at the background and everything, you look like
normally. Okay, let's say my wife wants to watch Hallmark.
Wait a minute, time out here. First of all, wait a minute, time out here. Hold on a second. I love Hallmark shows. Like definitely during the Christmas time, like the Christmas ones. I don't miss any of them. They're freaking awesome. And if you don't like them, you're communist. I think they're awesome.
Okay. I love Christmas movies. Full stop. That's just Christmas movies.
Okay.
My favorite.
All I can say to that is Strasvita, comrade.
Yeah.
I didn't even understand what you said, but it's all good.
We get that channel over here, and nah.
Yeah, so I'm with you on that, Mal. Na zdrowie.
Let's suppose you're not a fan of movies that have every single one has the word love or kiss or romance. He's exactly right. I both know. At this point,
Yeah.
If they're downstairs and the girls are watching Hallmark, the boys will come running up and they'll say, "Dad, you have to stay away from the downstairs." And I'll say, "Why, buddy?" And they'll say, "Because if you go down there, you'll be in the danger zone." And at first I thought they were joking, but they're totally serious. They started calling it the danger zone. And if I wanted to go and the girls wanted to watch Hallmark, in normal times that would have been just fine. I could go to the rink, I could go to a gym, I could do lots of different, but now I can't. I'm stuck. Guys, I'm stuck. That's what I'm trying to say here.
You need a dog. You got a dog, dude.
It's going on right now. Okay, so I'm getting reports from the front lines that there's makeup stuff happening downstairs.
You're in the COVID zone.
So Jody, you're a fan of Hallmark movies, eh?
Jody, we're not getting any sound.
Okay, what about now?
Better. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, this has an automatic mute and it just did
Yeah.
none. Anyway, so I want to go back to something real quick. That right there is an award for from Navy SEER School, all right? And that's kind of like POW camp. You get beat, thrown against walls, smoked out, water torture, all the good things.
Forced to watch Hallmark. Yeah. Yeah.
But
So you're saying eating the rabbit is as bad as having to watch the Hallmark movies?
no. First of all, I willfully watch the I mean, I don't miss it. I print out the schedule and put it on my refrigerator and all that. That's not what I'm talking about. It sounds like Zach is living a perpetual, everyday effect of SEER School. We need to send him an award. I mean, he even looks at it. Look at his face right now. He looks beaten. Like,
Yeah,
Jimmy are in full lockdown, Zach.
he looks like he's about to do another version.
I don't have a very big house. There aren't that many places that I can go anymore, and I just can't do it. I can't sit and watch one of those stinking movies.
Zach, I'm assuming you don't have a dog, dude. You don't have a dog.
Dude, do I have a dog? Sorry, is the question, do I have a dog?
Yeah.
Yeah, the problem is the dog can run faster than I can. So he hears Hallmark he hears 1 second of Love's Enduring Promise on the TV, and he's out the door, and I can't catch him.
Yeah.
What am I supposed to do?
I was going to say, put a leash on him and take him for a walk. But if you can't catch him, sorry, I can't help you there. I was just going to say, walk the dog. That's all I was going to say.
Exact. The Geneva Convention says you should always try to escape.
I can't do it. Do you see the state that this has left me in, guys? I haven't played hockey since March 15th.
Are you counting?
Man, you got that, Mark.
And listen. I got home from a tournament, and it was like a 2-hour drive home. I got home at 11 o'clock. What do you think was playing when I walked in the door? What do you think was happening? I got girls sobbing, not just crying. I have girls heave crying on the couch watching Hallmark at 11 o'clock.
You know what I want to see happen when this is all over and you're at the mall with your family and you walk past the Hallmark store? Like, will it trigger your PTSD? Do you think?
Well, okay, so
Be in a fetal
the
position
neighbors are
underneath
moving
like those
next
one of those
door.
little benches that are next to the planters thing, and you'll be down there like.
Has anybody ever went postal from Hallmark movies? It may happen. I'm just saying.
We were
Might be
outside.
We're watching
yesterday.
this guy crack right now.
I was working out in the garage yesterday, right? And the boys were out there too, playing Dodge the Truck bingo, and fortunately nobody got hurt, right? The neighbors are moving, and one of the boys comes running up to me like somebody got hit by one of the trucks. And I said, "Buddy, what's wrong?" And he says, "Hey, Dad, the trailer that the neighbors are using, it says Hallmark on it. Hallmark, Haul Mark." And I lost my mind. I stopped working out. I just fell on the ground in the garage.
And wept.
You ever see a grown man weep openly?
Have you ever seen what's that movie, Don Quixote, where he goes and fights the windmill.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I started doing to the trailer. I grabbed the biggest stick that I could find and just started whacking it.
Oh my God. This all started from I asked what you guys are doing during your quarantine time.
I watched a hockey game yesterday for like the first time in, I don't know, 6 weeks.
No, that's not true because you watched one when we were having a show one time.
But it wasn't like past. I didn't have it on in the background. I actually sat down and watched it in place of a Hallmark. I turned off Hallmark to watch a hockey game yesterday. You have no idea how proud I was of myself.
Was anybody there?
I mean, I still can't get over it. I had a smile from ear to ear. I could tell you every detail about the game, who was playing. It doesn't matter that I already knew who won because it was a playoff game. No, I got to do it, you guys. I should check my pulse. Oh yeah, she's up there. So how's you guys' quarantine going?
I think you really needed this call today, Zach. You really needed to get this off your chest. You are going in, buddy. You needed this.
All I know is that last night, allegedly, I'm hearing rumors. Okay, there are circulating speculation that one of the shows that she watched, two of the shows actually, the season finales were last night, which means I have like a 4-week break, okay, where I can breathe, I can look forward to Sunday nights again, and I don't have to worry about, okay, what am I going to find, where am I going to go? It's great. It's like this freedom, right? We talked about freedom earlier. something about
Darryl, I was just going to say when Jody organises the breakout, I'm sorry, buddy, he's going for Zach first. Sorry, man.
I may have to.
Daryl, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Minnesota is nowhere en route to San Diego. I mean, it's technically, at least geographically, more towards the west, but.
Well, yeah,
listen, at this point, I'm going to recommend that you go get him first, because you can bring him to my room, and he'd be a lot better than what he's there right now.
Go away. No, I do not want my makeup done. Just go away.
Oh my God, that's killing me.
Between him and that blank wall, man, it's hard to believe that he ain't really in captivity.
I know.
He's got the wall and then the 1,000-yard stare. Like it's
correct.
He's somewhere else, man. He's just trying to survive.
You didn't miss anything other than Zach has still got a pretty miserable life, it sounds like.
Zach, you're muted right now.
Jody asked a question about why is it that I don't drink? And I
that question right now.
I mean, people have become alcoholics for lesser reasons.
Certainly.
I wonder how many COVID-19 alcoholics have been created.
I've heard, sadly, and you guys have probably heard this too, like the suicide hotline statistics are way up since the quarantines and stuff.
They said that would happen.
Yeah.
That's why they're trying to get the balance of the how much lockdown and how much freedom people have, because you can have as much death from suicides and failed businesses and spousal abuse and all sorts of
I heard earlier today, I actually posted on my Facebook page that it was from these doctors out in San Diego or somewhere in California. It's an hour-long video that they did over the statistics and stuff of that nature. I already digest that I love numbers. So there's a lot of regurgitating of data sets and stuff like that. But they were talking about sexual assault on children are up, spousal abuse up, suicides are up, so on and so on. All of these domestic aspects are all up because we're being left inside, plus alcoholism, so on and so on. So it was fascinating data sets, but it was scary at the same time. Yeah.
Did you see those? Did you see that?
I think heroin's the word.
I didn't hear you, Daryl. What?
Did you see that fool in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, man, that killed his whole family and then called 911 and waited for the police?
No.
Oh,
Killed
wow.
killed everyone in his house. He shot and killed everyone in the house, and then called the police and told them what he did. What he did. Horrible.
Wow.
That's awful.
That is.
Yeah.
So,
But there was another statistic that came. I watched. I don't know, Jody, if it was the same two doctors, but these two doctors owned a clinic somewhere.
Yes, it is those two.
And they would sitting at the head of a table.
Yes.
And they would talk. Yes, they were talking about those stats as you mentioned, and they made some very good points as it relates to you being isolated or quarantined in your house. Your immune system
It decreases. Yeah.
Yeah, it decreases, and so when you do get back into population, you are more susceptible to whatever that you would ultimately acquire
To
because you're
almost everything, really. Yeah.
Well, one of the fascinating things they did, they brought up the Santa Clara study where they did this mass testing, and they found that I'm going to just throw out some arbitrary numbers. Say they tested 100,000 people, 21% of them tested positive for coronavirus. However, death rate is a fixed number, so therefore it makes when you have that many people tested, 21% makes survivability rate over 96%, and it makes your like with no symptoms 96%, and then it makes your mortality rate drop down to less than 1%, like 0.13, which they were saying was trending on the same line as the common flu. And then they were talking about the flu that we have vaccinations for it. I don't know if you heard that in there, but they argued that less than 50% of people actually get the flu vaccination. And then the other aspect they brought up was not only do less than 50% of that, doctors don't always report it, and neither do people. Like a lot of people get the flu and never go to the doctor. I mean, I know personally I've had the flu before and laid right in the bed. And
yep.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah,
never reported.
I've never been to the doctor for the flu at all. Never.
Did anybody think without social media around, this pandemic would never have got to where it's at? Think businesses would have closed without the press and the media and the figures being thrown in people's faces?
Well, Jody, you and I, we were over in Kuwait in 09 and 10 when the H1N1 took place and shit. I don't even remember it. I mean, and that was when I first got on. So to mention social media, that was the first time I got on Facebook, and social media was in 09 because we went to Kuwait, and I never even knew of the H1N1 had took place and had the numbers that it had. So you got a very valid point, my friend.
It was 81,000 people, I think, it died in the United States from H1N1. That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
Now, it was over a longer period of time, though, too.
It was about a year, but hell, the point is, you and I, we didn't even know it was taking place.
The one thing that makes me think, because I don't believe it's been blown out of proportion by the media, but watching the videos of New York City and the fact that they had to put refrigerated units outside to store bodies.
Yeah, but they're doing that here.
That with influenza.
They're doing that here in downtown Nashville as well.
Yeah.
But and I've already shared this statistic already with you guys before, but I'll say it again. I teach graduate business school, and all of my students are all healthcare students going towards MBAs. All right, and I ask them off the record all the time. I'm like, hey, so tell me, what is it like out there firsthand? I'm sitting here in the house. I have no idea what's going on. So tell me. And they'll say that, that over 30% of them are furloughed. Less than 30% of them work in the hospital. And they're telling me the hospitals are like ghost towns except for one wing that's prepared. Right. And then I talked to a CFO for the largest healthcare company in the country, who's a student of mine, and he told me that that they've operated for the first time ever at 43% loss. Ever. And that's a ginormous number when you look at that. I mean, it's not survivable if it were to go on for months. And he was saying that, the big thing is they got to open back up the hospitals, got to open back up the elective surgeries and things of that. And this one size fits all is not working for them. That's what he was telling me.
Yeah, it's. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
That was it.
I went to the doctor the other day because I believe I'm getting laryngitis, and the doctor told me, well, we can't send you to an ENT or do any referrals because no one is doing anything. So I said, so all of the preventive cures that people would have taken the preventive measures for, you're now going to wait till they become deadly before you start seeing someone, which then defeats the purpose of you having preventive medicine.
Yeah.
My wife has a node, like a node growing on one of her, or some kind of growth in one of her nodes in her neck, probably caused by Hallmark. And she was supposed to go in and have this. I guess they're calling it an elective procedure, where they dose her with radiation and shrink it so that it doesn't cause any problems, and she couldn't get that done. The other day she was cooking and again watching Hallmark, and she nearly cut off like the tip of her finger, and she had to go in and get stitches for that. And she walks into the hospital where Hallmark's probably playing in the waiting area. Okay, I'm done with the Hallmark jokes for now. But she walks in and she has to go through like all these procedures and stuff just to go in, and her fingers shooting blood everywhere. And I don't know. It's an interesting time now. For sure, there's going to be long-term implications, and possibly even going into the election. There's a lot of good too coming out of this, and for people who either have been laid off or whose lives have been just completely changed. I mean, you got to believe too that for all the garbage you hear, whether it's perpetuated by the media or social media or whatever, there's probably a dozen positive stories too. Those aren't sexy and those don't sell, right? So
yeah,
I'm not to. I'll get off my soapbox here in a second, but yeah, I mean it sucks. We've all. I'd venture to say a lot of us have lived through worse too. Maybe we all have. And let's say that, I don't know, 40 years ago, the numbers statistically suggested that, yeah, this is a bad virus. This is a disease. I'd like to think that as a society we would have responded differently back then, but I don't know. I was telling the ministry team that I work with, and the athletes who we engaged, the biggest thing that we could stress is that they stay positive and stay grounded in something. So and don't watch Hallmark. Joey, how can you sit and watch one of the? I love you. You're a great guy, and I don't think any less of you. I just want to know what's the appeal.
Real quick, I'll answer in a moment, but I know David's got something he's got to say real fast.
David, go ahead.
Oh no, I just said I'm getting ready to dip out here. I got another thing to do.
Sorry, I'll shut up.
No, it's fine. No, do you think?
Hey, David, real quick. Yeah. Cheers to you, brother.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Yes.
I will see you gents on Wednesday. Those of you.
Yes, we'll be here on 7 p.m. Central Standard Time.
All right. Cheers, Mal. Jason,
all right. So you asked the question of how can I watch Hallmark? Is that correct there, Zach?
Yeah, I just and this isn't coming from a place of criticism or any kind of lack of respect.
Why?
You do you, and that's awesome. I can't do it, man. I can't do it, and I'd like to know what you possess that allows you to. Frankly, I think you're more of a man than I am because you can sit and do this. I'm curious.
All right, so that's a valid question. I think for me it's more of a I love a lot of Christmas movies. I only do it at Christmas time.
Okay, all right.
So and I print off the schedule and I watch all the new ones plus all the reruns and quite honestly, I just like the stories. I like the happiness. I want to have some of these Christmases myself. And I just think they're pretty cool, you know. And so for me, I like the stories. And when it's around Christmas time, it's all about family and friends and of course the people you love and celebrating Christ, you know, at people of faith. And so to me, it's just what I dig. I'm sorry, you know, if you want to think less of me, that's fine.
Nope, I don't.
You
I'll
know.
buy that. One of the athletes
Not
at
at
the.
all.
Oh, go ahead, Mel. Sorry.
I was just saying, not at all. Don't think that's the at all for it.
Oh, no. I mean,
That's all I was saying. Go ahead, man.
one of the athletes at the school that the ministry that I work with started. His mom is a Hallmark actress, like a big famous one. She was the one who was in Full House all those years ago.
Oh, Candace Bergen?
Yeah, something
Cameron
like that.
Burgess? No, she's married to a hockey player.
She's right. So she's married to an NHL player.
Dude,
And their kid
That's
goes to
Bird.
this.
yeah, it's his name.
Cool.
He's a hockey player. Yep.
Which is cool. It's a cool tie. It's also like I have to admit it's really like polarizing for me because when I go there and I see her, I don't know if I want to like go get a picture and go grab my wife or just slug her because she's in one of those god awful movies. I can't figure this out. But all things considered,
You might have to change this one to the Hallmark edition.
Wait,
Yeah.
all things considered, I think what I heard from my wife is that what Hallmark is doing is right. We go back to okay, well, what positive things are coming out of all this? And I think what Hallmark is doing for their fan base is what a lot of like the NHL network is doing it. Some of the stores that we shop at are doing it. I mean, they're finding ways to accommodate their base of customers so that you know it sort of keeps them in business. It's positive PR for the company, and yeah, I mean something to consider too. To Jody's point, from what I've gathered, is that Christmas Hallmark isn't like regular Hallmark. They're related but sort of different things.
Yeah.
It's like the family member who you know you really get excited to see, and then the ones you have to see all year round and you don't really care for. It's kind of like that. So.
Hey, how does this conversation really work if we're actually sitting at a bar talking about Hallmark for the last 15 minutes?
15 minutes? This has been like it's been
You know,
like 50
trying to
minutes
figure
of the
out
show.
what-
The BOQ?
What would
Darryl, you and I would start a
be
different
saying
call,
right
man.
now with a bunch of guys sitting up here talking about the Hallmark Channel for the last 15 years?
Hey, we're trying.
I'll tell you, my friend, how the conversation would go. It would go something like this. I'd say, "Hey, waitress, turn on Hallmark so that I have an example to talk. As I'm ranting here, I can point things out, and then the guys will be like, "Oh, okay, I see what you mean." But some of the guys will be like, "Shh, I'm trying to watch the movie." So it really just like depends.
You could have just said Jody would be like.
Yeah. That's what we were all thinking. We're all thinking that. Jody, just very quickly, just an idea for the next promo. You know where I'm going with this.
Yeah, I do.
Hey, Jody asked for us to send him examples of like things that terrify us and that genuinely like, right? And so I thought that's what we were here to discuss, guys. Okay, I'm just airing it out.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, if you didn't see the video, that's on you because I have already posted that and I got that picture of you like this.
Okay, perfect. So if anybody asks, that picture is of me checking underneath my bed for Hallmark. Okay.
That was good. No one's asked, but you'll be happy to know that we're airing on some military sites, so maybe they'll know now.
Oh Lord. Okay. Well, hey, to all y'all out there, thanks for your service.
Yep. I agree. 100%.
Me ranting about Hallmark for the last half hour. Gotta admit, life isn't really that bad. So.
Thank you, God.
So, but hey, listen, we're 2 minutes till to the time we end. All right, real quick to the guys on the show. As soon as I hit stop, it doesn't mean that we are gone. So, Zach, you don't have to just end immediately like you have before in the past.
Yeah.
He's done that. But so when I hit end, it just you guys stay here and we'll chat for a few minutes and then we'll call it a night. But anyway, again, go ahead and mute everybody real quick just so we can have this. Zach, you did send me a YouTube channel to check out. I don't.
Yeah, I didn't get to it because I was just screaming about how much I hate Hallmark. Jody asked what we've been doing in our free time. I'm trying to launch a YouTube channel. So that's one of the things that I've been doing to keep myself sane is teaching myself how to record and edit and sort of manage that. And it's just a dumb little hobby that probably won't go anywhere, but that's what the link is. So
Cool. And you know what? That actually leads us into another aspect. The Whiskey Rebellion has its own YouTube channel. I hope that all of you guys will subscribe and everybody listening will subscribe. And anyway, and it's the Whiskey Rebellion Barcast because I came up with the title Barcast. No one's ever used it before instead of podcast, Barcast. And we also these videos go on there so that we can have conversation. People can like them, watch them. Right now we're pretty small on YouTube, but hopefully at some point we'll grow. I do edit all the videos myself. Some are great that you guys have seen. Some are not so good. I'm still working on that. And like Zach, maybe we can talk offline a little bit. But I'm also trying to burn this up and make it something because my oldest son, who just turned 17 yesterday, he has his own YouTube channel. I make him work, have a job. Well, thank you. I make him work and stuff like, or my family, we make the bosses here. We make him work and all that stuff. And he has a job, which is kind of demoralizing when he makes more money from YouTube because he has, I don't know, 12,000, 14,000, 20,000 followers. He's one of those kids who can solve any Rubik's Cube on Earth in less than 13 seconds. He's incredibly genius, brilliant, and he is hopefully going to graduate this summer because he's like
yours.
What?
Is he definitely yours?
No, he's not. He's not. I had nothing to do with it.
All right, sorry. I was just being facetious.
And nor am I.
That was my first curse. Apologies.
Yeah, I think we've all done relatively well with cussing tonight. We've and Zach would be Zach and Daryl would be our moral compass to be able to tell us. But real quick, I do want to mute everybody real quick just to say bye to our live stream.
Yeah.
And and all that, so you guys will hear me. And there's Zach's kid. Anyway, so again, this is Jody with the Whiskey Rebellion Barcast. I do appreciate Matt, Zach, Daryl, Jason, and Mike, and of course David Papayan all being on the show tonight. We're saying cheers as we leave the open bar.